Tilt Trading. Let's review my trades from this morning. We're off to a start with 5 currency pairs this morning. I had CARDANA, DOGE, XRP, and Solana were on my watch list since the crypto market opened. Solana didn't stay on the list, but I wound up adding, after scanning, ETHEREUM and CHAINLINK. We'll start with reviewing my trade right now on Cardana. So we'll come down here to the 15-minute chart. Currently, I'm trading off or it's just some background information on what I'm doing right now. If you'll bring your attention to the balance, I put $100 in the account specifically. I'm doing a 100 trade. I'm doing a 100 trade challenge. So I've got my system dialed in over the last, I made some modifications to my trading system. I've been dialing it in over the last, let's say, 6 weeks. Now I want to test what I'm doing. So I put $100 in. I'm going to take 100 trades and $1 per trade for 100 trades. If the goal is met, or the goal is to double the account to $200, if that does not happen, if the account draws down, I have to decide whether or not I will stop the challenge at 50 or just run the 100 and see if it goes. Right now I'm thinking of just running the 100 and seeing how it goes. But I may stop at $50 if it is unsuccessful to that point. But I need some stats, and I want to protect capital while I am gaining information. So we'll see how it goes. So far, I have taken 6 trades. One of them failed. The other 5 are the active 5 trades that you see on the screen right now. Some background on my charts. This area here, let's go down to the 15. I mainly trade off the 15. I use the 1 minute for entries or exits, or just to watch price action if things are near my entry or near my take profit level. But this area here is a candlestick. Area. This area here is volume profile. I use the volume here on the 1 minute. The volume on the 15-minute is a bit behind for how I trade. Down here you'll see this area. This is a relative strength index, and down here this is the MACD. These purple lines that you see here coincide with any purple lines that you'll see here on this chart. So these are Camarilla pivot points, and my trading system is based off of these points. So up here, this is S. Let's clean this up. So for the Camarilla pivots, this is R4, this is R3, this is S3, this is S4. This particular trade and all the trades that you're seeing here, they all set up as an S4 to S6 traverse. And I'll zoom out on the 15 and show you X6. It'll actually be my take profit level, and I'll put a line down there so you'll see where it is. Right now it's too far out of perspective to see it on the screen, but I'll zoom out for scale later and we'll get it when we analyze everything. But that's the basics of my charting. And now we'll get into the trade a bit here. So first we'll go to the daily. Even though I trade off the 15-minute mainly, using the 1 minute for entries and exits and things like that, I also use the daily. So 3 charts that I use in my trading system. The daily, I get my numbers from my daily, how I want to trade, what direction I want to trade, my profit targets. All of these come from a daily. So right now, first I look at the relative strength index and get an idea for direction. So relative strength index goes from 0 to 100. I think this 70 is oversold, or over, 70 is overbought. 30 over 70 is overbought. Under 30 is oversold. I use those numbers as far as in when I want to enter a trade. If I'm going, I'll explain when I get into the trades. But I want to find a direction. Do I want to trade this particular currency pair long, or do I want to trade this particular currency pair short? So I want to trade based on the RSI, but I'm not using the 50 and the 30. I'm just using the midpoint. So 50. So if I have a currency pair that is trading below 50, I only want to short it. If there's a currency pair that's trading above 50, then I only want to long it. And ideally I want to wait for trades in that direction to set up, even though it's going to trade in both directions or consolidate and trade sideways at times. But I'm attempting to reduce the number of trades that I take and increase my accuracy. So trading off the 15 reduces the number of trades that I take significantly from trading off the 1 minute. And the higher the time frame, I would say the more strength or trust I would give whatever trade I'm making. So here at the daily, here the RSI here, I won't be able to show both at the same time, but you can see the RSI here. If you're over to the left side of the screen, I'll circle where the RSI is. The RSI is here. So when I move my cursor over the RSI, you can see that the number is 47,874. So this is below 50. So I'm going to only trade Cardana short today. And I was looking for a short overnight or hours and hours ago. Before I went to bed, I was watching the 4 currency pairs I mentioned earlier for a short, for an R3 to S3 short, but they never set up before I called it a day. But when I came back to my station this morning, they had sold off through S4, so it looks like we're breaking out today, an outside day, and we'll see how it goes. So now that we've established that on the daily, I'll come over and get the cam levels from the day before, from the previous candles, and that's the cam levels are set from the previous day, high, low, and close. So I gather those numbers, punch them in, and get my Camarilla pivot levels, and then I start charting them. Now we'll move back to the 15-minute. So we can see here on the 15-minute, we've got oversold conditions. So this sell-off that we see here that I was interested in doing, this is R3 here. So this pivot point is R3. As I mentioned, I was watching Cardana and the rest of the currency pairs for this particular trade right here. This R3 to S3 traverse, but I missed that. But the sell-off continued, and then we sold off below S4. So my trading system, anytime a currency pair sells off below S4, I want to short it, and I want to go to S6 if at all possible. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. So in this situation, we have an above average volume profile from what we can see here. This volume is higher, and we have oversold conditions. So this is this price action here. We can see here on the MACD, we have some large bars here, so we know that there's a lot of participants taking place in this sell-off. The MACD here still hasn't crossed over the average, so we're not back into an uptrend yet. So we'll keep an eye on this and see how it goes. And now we'll come up to the 1 minute, and I'll tell you what I saw for my entry here. Okay. So once I'm seeing these conditions where we're down here on the 15-minute where we're overbought or we're oversold, we've got good volume, and the MACD here is sloping down, and you can see the gap between the MACD here and the average line. And we're seeing the difference here being large here. So when I see this, it gets my attention right here when we're breaking out. So we can see here on the 1 minute here, when I take my entry, actually let's show my stop. So this green line here, this is my stop loss. So when I enter here at 527 here on my charts, I throw a stop back here. So I believe it's this wick here, this candle. And I put it, what is this, 65, so 10 cents. So I think I put it 10 cents above this high right here. Took this entry, a little bit of consolidation here, able to sell off. And what I'm seeing here as I'm watching, I'll bring your attention to the relative strength index. I'm watching this for any weakness. Once the price action is in the area that I'm looking for, and it came into the area right here. Right here. And you can see it continued. This is when it sold off below S4. So this is S4. Sold off below S4, did some consolidation, came back to retest. So I'm watching it here. And then if you'll take your attention back here over to here, the RSI. I'll scan over, so you can see this high point here at actually it's covered up here. Let's clear this. Okay, I only need MACD. Okay, all right, let's check out the MACD for this. Okay, we're gonna check the MACD here for weakness, and you'll see how I take my entries here. So you can see on the MACD here, as I'm scanning across these windows, these candlesticks, you'll notice that the green number is changing. And then here at 525, you see the number changes to red, the difference changes to red. That's an entry signal for me. I was watching several currency pairs, like this was happening right as I sat down at my station. So getting organized, getting my numbers together, basically getting set up to trade while this is happening. So I missed this entry. We can see it stays red, and I take an entry here. So ideally this would have been my entry at the first, or here at 526. This would have been my ideal entry, but I missed it by a candle. Caught it on this one, and then you can see the difference stays red. So sellers are in control here, and we sell off, pull back. You can see it's green again. It retests, and then sell off, and we keep retesting this level. So right now, based on what I'm seeing, we're heading back into some overbought territory here. But if we can get this MACD here to cross back below this average and get this, get the relative strength index to come down, we may be able to break away from S4 to S6, or this may be stronger than I thought, and this may reverse. So we may be extended down here with this large move, but we'll see. We'll see if the sellers, so there are sellers here at this level at S4. We'll see if they can hold this level. So just like this was resistance when it was sold into, now that the price action is below S4, if all goes well, what was support becomes resistance. So this could potentially be a ceiling that sellers are going to defend. And if they are strong enough today, then we may make it to S6. If not, we'll stop out and lose some money. We'll see what happens. But that's my trade on Cardana. Next up, we have Doge. Same scenario. We'll pull up Doge on the daily. So today, Doge on the relative strength index. Today, Doge is coming in at 32. So I only want to short Doge today. Go back to the 15-minute. So Doge, I was watching the same for the R3 to S3 traverse, but I missed it. Can't catch them all, but it did make the traverse, and then we can see it found support here at this S3 level. Looks like sellers took control right here at this isolated pivot here, isolated pivot high on the 15-minute. Then we get the sell-off through S3, through S4, and now we're sitting pretty well below S4. This particular price action to me looks better than the Cardana price action, because the Cardana price action was pretty much a straight sell-off, an aggressive sell-off. And typically what goes down quickly has the tendency to come back up quickly. Not all the time, but it does leave, I would say it does cause me some caution or concern, just because that can happen. This particular price action is happening in a more wavy, I would say expected kind of price action, as in it'll move down a level, pull back, move down a level. Here we've got it consolidating in a tight range here, pulling back here, this isolated pivot high, which can signal a change in direction, and here it does. Struggles to break down, a lot of indecision here at this important price level S3, and then selling off here smoothly through S4. So I like this price action better. Doesn't mean that it's going to get there. It doesn't mean it's going to get there at all. This could turn around and come back, and Cardana could get there. We don't know. But now it's consolidating here in a tight range, putting in lots of dojis, indecision candles here. We can see here on the 1 minute we'll go up. Actually, let's talk the trade entry here on the 15-minute. So sells off through S4. We can see here we've got oversold conditions, and we've got the average and the MACD with separation, and we've got these large bars here showing that there's a lot of momentum here in this move, in this sell-off here. And then up here on the 1 minute, I'll show you and walk you through my entry. Same thing. Sold off below S4. I'm waiting for pullback, or at least when I find Doge after coming back to my station, I see that it's sold off. It's pulled back. Gave me a good entry point. We can see here. If you look over at MACD here, you can see we're green, and then we're red here. So right now I'm waiting for one candle to close in my direction. Sometimes they'll show, let's say I'm waiting for a red number on the difference. Let's say it shows mid candle, but the candle could be bought up, or the price action could go higher. When that happens, the difference will shift from red to green. So if you enter at that time, your trade, or at least based on my system, my trade won't be valid. So I have to wait for a candle to close for validation or confirmation. So we get a closed red candle here, take my entry here. I'll show you where my stop is. So my stop is, I think Doge, 30 cents. The spread is 30 cents on Doge. So I throw my stop up 30 cents behind this, these two candles here, and take my entry. We can see based on the price action here, sell off, retest this level here, sell off, retest, retest, retest. We may be going back for another retest. Looks like we may be showing weakness. Yeah, we're showing weakness here on the MACD right here. Back to strength. We'll see what happens. I mean, this could come back right now. To me, this is looking like it's a little weak, but we'll see how it goes. Profit targets. Let's go back to Cardana. I'll quickly show you that profit target. I'll show you the profit target to DOGE, and then we'll move on to Ethereum. Okay. I may need to scale out here to the 30-minute. Okay, we'll scale out to the 30-minute. All right. And we can see this green line that came out at the bottom there. That's the profit target on Cardana. Maybe the 15 will give us a better look, even though it doesn't seem to want to. Okay. Yeah, this chart isn't going to go to scale. Let's go to Doge. Yeah, when you get at the extremes of these, it can get a little tricky, being able to see what you want to see. Yeah, it's not going to give me a clean look. No. But I'll show you my profit targets. Okay. Okay. So stop loss. I showed you guys stop loss 78.30. Profit 76. So this is the risk to reward, even though it is off right now, because this is based on where the price action is now, not where my entry was. But yes, it was more than a 4 to 1 when I took it. Then Doge. Same thing. 186.03 stop loss, 18 take profit, and now Ethereum. Let's put the other numbers up on Ethereum. Ethereum, I found this was the 4th trade I took this morning. Let's see, what's the high? 22.38.61. Okay. 22.74.19. Okay. So Ethereum I found after I took the other trades. We can see here down on a 15-minute chart. This is R3. S3, and this is S4. So just like the other tickers or other currency pairs, I was looking for an R3 to S3 traverse overnight, and we can see it made the move. Similar price action to DOGE, even though it seems to be there's more buying pressure on Ethereum. You can see how DOGE consolidated here pretty well at S3, where Ethereum is consolidating in a wider range than Cardano was, and is consolidating above S3. Then we have the sell-off from S3 down to S4. Another thing that's different about Ethereum than Cardana or than any of the rest of the trades that I took today is it pulled back well above S4, and it's still above S4 if you come up here at the 1 minute. This is S4 here, so it's still above it. Pullback is pretty aggressive. And as I mentioned, it seems to be more buying pressure here in Ethereum. But we'll break down what we're seeing here. So we have S4 price action moving below S4. That's a signal for short. Right now we're in pullback, and we're selling off from pullback, potentially selling off back below S4. But what we have here at S4 is we can see the volume profile. We've got higher volume, higher than average volume. This average volume here, this being average volume here. We have oversold conditions here, and we have MACD below the average, and some space here, and it looks like we've got some momentum coming in here with the MACD. And then coming up here in the 1 minute. So out of the 5 currency pairs I'm in right now, I believe I mentioned I took 6 positions. This was my first attempt at trading Ethereum. With this 100 trade $1 challenge, I'm debating on whether or not I want to attempt to trade a currency pair more than once. Again, trying to reduce the number of trades that I'm taking, but I decided I will try a trade twice if it sets up. So that's what I'm doing right now. We'll see how that goes. And I'll zoom in and give you, show you what I saw on both entries here. So same thing, I'm looking at, once everything is set up down here on the 15-minute chart, which things set up, I can draw a straighter line than that. Things set up on the 15-minute chart, right? Actually, I can do better than that too. Okay. Things set up right here. I'm going to put a line here. Things set up here. So everything that we have happening here, this is what I'm analyzing post this line. So here we've got oversold conditions. I mentioned the same thing with the MACD here, or let's say at this point, say at this point, this is all I can see. Let's say I can't see any of this stuff here. So making decisions with this information. So this is where it sets up here. So I can already see here, we've got oversold conditions, and we've got MACD separation from the average here. Okay, we just had an order cancel. XRP. Alright, I'll go over Ethereum here. We just stopped out of XRP. So I'll go and take a look at it just in case I want to re-enter, but I'm not sure. So that sets up, and then let's go up here to the 1 minute. So I'm watching the 1 minute, and this candle here, I set a stop 2 cents behind this candle, initially, for my entry. For this candle here, and I'm watching the MACD here. So here, this candle, we go negative. So I take the entry here, but it pulls back, stops me out here, or pulls back, it stops me out right here. Price action, buyers take it up higher, and same thing I'm watching because it's still set up, and you can see the numbers are still green. Here we go red again, so I take another entry, and this entry has held here. And if we scroll over, we can see price action testing. Price action has been testing my entry here. 2 tests, 3rd test failed. Now we're selling off here. Let's go over to Ripple. Let's see what we have. Ripple may have hit profit target. I'm not sure what Ripple did. Let's see. Okay, Ripple hit profit target. So I put on $1 risk, but based on where my stop loss is, I may not actually be risking $1. So I would be risking less. So for example, let's go up to here. Since we've been on Ethereum, this was my first attempt here at Ethereum at 551. And then you can see here, I stop out at Ethereum at 553. If we come over here to the tickets, we'll see that I only lost about 33 cents, 35 cents, or 33 or 34 cents on this trade. So that's all that I risked was about 33 cents. So not the whole dollar amount. So XRP, I took at 536 and hit profit target at 721, and there's a profit of let's say $1.60. So that would at least be 4 to 1 from whatever the actual risk was from the stop loss. That's automatically calculated. I don't calculate that. I only risk the dollar amount, and based on my stop loss and take profit determines the risk to reward ratio. But again, that's already calculated in and not my concern. This is just 100 trades trading this system. So we've got a profit target, so we can What time was that again? 7:21 on the 1 minute. And we can see that this coincides here with the low. You see the arrow is below this level, so we can't see it, but this is the low of the day so far. So profit target is actually the low. That's pretty cool. It could go lower. It could turn around and come back. Who knows? But that was my profit target, so that's what I want to stick with. So let's review this here on the 15 minute, or first we'll go to the daily. Okay. So today, if we look at the RSI here. So today we're at 43.17, blocking it. Today we're at what, 43.188. So again, I only want to short this today. We'll go over the 15 minute. Let me document this trade. So we have XRP. It's a winner. Same thing with XRP. Looks like everything is pulling back now. Same thing, I was looking for this R3 to S3 traverse. Sold off through S3 to S4. This is my signal to short here. You can see we're oversold, and MACD here. Same thing with separation from the average. And we'll come up to the 1 minute. We can see here broke out below S4, price action breaks out below S4, consolidates below S4. So sellers are keeping pressure on the price action, keeping it below S4. I wait for MACD to go negative. I take my entry here. We can see here there are oversold conditions, and you can see here the MACD and average separation here. Not a lot of momentum by any means, but enough to take the trade. Volume here is relatively low. I like to see volume in an area, but if I don't, it's okay, especially in an area like this where you're seeing just this consolidated price action. This is distribution in preparation for a leg down that led to being able to take profits on this trade. So after entry, sell off. This one didn't come back and retest. This one just got moving here onto target. Pull back after hitting target. And based on what I'm seeing right now, low volume. RSI is heading towards being oversold, and we've got some momentum, and looks like we're about to potentially get another MACD crossover here. So to me, this looks like it is weakening. So we'll come up here, and we can see if you look at the MACD here, you'll see the difference is getting lower. So you see this candle here, you see the 8, you see the 4, now you're seeing the 2, so this is weakening. So this to me looks potentially like it could take another leg down of selling here. Let's move over to CHAINLINK. Okay. Head over to the daily. So here on the daily, we're looking at the RSI here. So we're at a 39,722. So this is below 50. So I only want to short this today. Go back to the 15. So same thing, we can see this so we can see it made the traverse here from R3 to S3, sold off below S4, oversold conditions, momentum, separation, and the MACD and the average, everything looking good for a trade here. And we'll come in, you can see my stop loss is a few cents here above this candle. I may have chosen this candle here, a few cents above this candle here, and if you'll watch the MACD here, if you'll watch the difference as I scan this, see it goes negative here, so it's green, it's positive, here it goes negative. We get the close here. I take my entry right here at this 604. We come back, we get a retest, fails, retest, fails, retest, fail. And right now, low volume, headed towards oversold conditions. The MACD has already crossed the average. You can see there's momentum here for the buyers, but it looks like this is pretty weak. If you'll look back over here at MACD, you'll see that we're probably weakening here. So here, this is when we went negative. So we're showing weakness here. So we could be preparing for another leg down after that pullback here. I'm looking at this 15-minute candle. Looks like we just put in a new 15-minute low. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we just put in a new 15-minute low. So this is, to me, showing weakness. We're headed towards oversold conditions. Still no separation here on the MACD, but let's take a look and see what MACD has going. So we're still positive on MACD on the 15-minute, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, on the 1 minute, starting to get some separation on MACD here, starting to get some separation, and also seeing momentum here with the sellers. So this could be potentially another leg down. It looks weak on the 1 minute, but it's still strong on the 15-minute. But things happen first on the 1 minute before they happen on larger time frames, kind of like the butterfly effect. So we'll see what happens. But the 1 minute, I trust far less than I do the 15-minute, and I trust the 15-minute far less than I trust the daily, which is why my stats and my trade ideas, my trade theories all come from the daily chart. The weekly and monthly are stronger, but I am not a swing trader or an investor. I've tried many different things, but I'm a day trader, so that does not work for me. So I stick to what works best for me in this environment. Let's see if we can, okay. This one we may be able to show take profit. So here we've got take profit down here. This is S6, that's down here. That says S6. Okay. So this is my $101 trade challenge. So far, 6 trades, 1 loser, 1 winner, and 4 that are still in play. We'll see what happens. I'll do an update, and yeah, this is On Tilt Trading. We'll see you next time.